Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Saturday. Hope you guys are doing well. Thank you all for coming in and hanging out with us today. Today is going to be more of a question and answer open forum. So I want to just kind of open the floor to general chit chat today. Nice, easy, no specific topic. Just here to kind of hang out and talk coins. So whatever you guys want to talk about today, we can go ahead and do so. Again, just really laid back, nothing, didn't really plan anything. Excuse me. My wife's coming back from her trip, so my focus is going to be on her later on today. I'm not going to stream tomorrow. So be aware of that. I'm going to spend time focusing with her. I haven't seen her for 2 weeks, so,
Right.
it'll be good to spend time with the wife. So, we'll be doing that. So we won't be doing Sunday's normal chit chat. So I figured we would kind of combine some of the discussions that we were having this morning. I think that'll be good to continue on in here, especially talking about the hubbing thing that we were talking about.
Hubba.
Hubba. Yep. Good morning, Jack. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you.
That's probably not a good discussion for today. There's a lot, too much that goes into that. We can talk about other classes, but that class 7,
but yeah, there's a lot of things that we can go over. Good morning, Joe. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well, sir.
Morning, Joe. Morning, Jack Gallman.
Got to put this in there because Joe's here. Mr. Gnome.
Mr. Gnome.
I need to bring that photo up. He's like, don't you dare, Frosty.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you do.
Oh, that was funny.
That was hysterical.
Too much fun. So how you doing, Eric? How you feeling? You doing better?
I am on the mend for sure.
Yay.
Yeah, it's no fun being under the weather. And for somebody who talks to not be able to talk, that's...
And that was the big problem.
Yeah.
Is I couldn't talk.
How far behind did it put you on your reveals?
3 reveals. A week. I didn't sell any because I couldn't do any. So
I got you. Morning, Great Scott. Morning, kid of mine.
Jack Gallman is opening up that can of worms.
William E.
In the morning.
So
yeah, they aren't stopping it. First of all,
say that one more time.
So they're not stopping it. First of all, and as far as I know, there has not been any executive order signed yet. It was just something said at 35,000 feet in the air.
And he can't do it. He can limit production.
On the way to the Super Bowl. Yeah,
So,
if he can even do it. We don't even know if the president or the secretary of the Treasury has the authority to.
He does not.
Production. We don't know.
So no, that's not true. So
we do know that.
No, the Secretary of the Treasury can absolutely stop the production in that year if they deem that there have already been enough to satisfy the demands. That's actually that's actually in the coin thing. What they can't do is they can't say we're not doing cents anymore.
That's right.
Yeah. So we want to be very clear about the terminology. The president absolutely has legal authority to ask the Secretary of the Treasury to stop producing coins for that particular year. 100% unequivocally, that is a legal thing to do, zero problem. Secretary can stop the production of cents, deeming there's enough already done, they have enough in production, zero issue there. The issue comes with the legal aspect of actually stopping the total production, the ever no cents anymore production of cents. The only person that can do that is through judicial review and congressional approval. That's it.
That's right. That's why they still make $2 bills.
Yep. So people are like, well, Trump can't even tell him that. Yes, he can. 100%. The president has the opportunity to do that.
An executive order signed.
Well, executive orders are exactly that. They're executive orders. They don't necessarily change anything. They're kind of, I want to do this, so Congress needs to take action to try to help him do it after that point. It's a temporary, we'll call it a stopgap. It's a temporary thing.
So not totally. If the president issues an executive order, I'll give you a great example. There was an executive order regarding all government employees are required to return back to the office. All eligible and able employees are required to return back to the office. And so the Office of Personnel Management, OPM, was told this is going to happen. And they immediately issued the orders and said, everybody who's able, return to work. Now, there's a whole lot of things involved in that. But an executive order has to happen. It's an executive order. Now, what happens is an executive order is also open for legal review. So if they deem that, hey, that's not constitutional, they still have to put processes in place to start working that particular matter. But then the legal and the judicial, or the legislative and judicial, I always get those mixed up for some reason, have duties to review those items. In the case of the cents, he 100% can tell them stop, but they don't have to stop. If the Secretary of the Treasury says, no, we do not have the demand that we need, he can overturn that. The Secretary has that ability to overturn that. This is why there wasn't an executive order written. This was a thing the president told them to do it. There was no executive order to do this. Number two, if they deem that they want to stop production and they say, we don't want to do cents anymore, they have to actually go through, petition Congress, look at the laws. Somebody has to write the bill up. It has to go through the House, 2/3 majority. I mean, it's the whole big legal thing.
That's been talked about for decades.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
then
This
if
is
they
not new.
do that, they have to increase production of the next lowest denomination, which costs them as much money to produce as the cent. So we're not saving any money.
No.
I mean, we've probably talked about this whole thing.
But in this particular case, it all resides with the Secretary of the Treasury. So right now, if the Secretary of the Treasury says, sorry, sir, we don't have enough printed to meet the demands, I've got to print another 500 million coins, they're going to print another 500 million coins. Well, mint. Okay, excuse me. I know. But you understand what I'm saying.
I do.
So, and I know Paul is a sticker on linguistics. So she went into the wrong field, by the way. She should have been a linguistic expert.
No.
But it's important because people need to understand. They're like, oh, Trump can't do that. You're wrong. 100%. He unequivocally can tell the Secretary of the Treasury to stop. But it's totally up to the Secretary of the Treasury. Where people are getting this confused is the fact that they think the pennies are going away. Pennies aren't going away. That's going to require an act of Congress. That's going to require the courts getting involved. So that's not where they're taking this at this time. So it's really understanding. Yes, exactly, Mike Noodle. She's a cunning linguist.
There has already been 242,400,000 cents produced just up till now. So
That's
next
right.
month, probably the next couple months are going to tell a lot.
Yeah.
Well, right. So they don't. That's what I'm saying. They'll produce pennies. They just might not produce 4 billion of them.
Yeah.
They just may slow down production, right?
Yeah.
And if the Secretary of the Treasury comes back and says, we do not have the demand, then they're going to keep printing. Period. End of story.
Printing.
Yeah. Minting. Okay. Sorry.
Well, you can use the same argument for the $2 bill. The $2 bill was Congress deleted its production in 1968, I believe. But during the bicentennial, they brought it to bring it back for the bicentennial. So they did. They just never took congressional action. So they make limited amount of $2 bills every year still. And that's why.
Well,
it takes an act of Congress. So if the Congress does address the penny, they probably will address the $2 bill at the same time.
The Lincoln cent is not going to, you will continue to see the Lincoln cent in your change, probably for the rest of your lifetime.
Oh, I agree. They still see them in the Canadian banks. Still get
That's
'em.
right.
Yep.
It will continue to circulate. Yeah. So I don't know. Look, I heard people are panicking and paying hundreds of dollars for 2025 cent rolls. Spend your money how you want. I should say waste your money how you want. I don't know, whatever. Like I said, I haven't seen anything in writing yet other than these news clips and stuff. And actually, since the first time they talked about it, have they talked about it anymore? I haven't heard.
Nope. The only people talking about it are the people on YouTube.
Are
Yep.
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
us.
So as of right now, if you look at the total production, the 242,400 coins still hasn't, or 4,000 coins.
Because that just goes to February.
Yeah. So that's just because they haven't published the numbers, because this is a monthly update. So that first Tuesday or the second Tuesday of the month, whatever that date is, Silver Wolverine would know those.
I think they did
Those
the
days
same
better
thing with the
than me,
sets
but-
back in 1933, didn't they?
Well, there's been a couple times where they've talked about
for the year.
reducing them and stopping them and stuff like
For
that. So
decades they've
Yeah.
talked about that, but I mean,
So-
they actually did it in 19.
Yeah, they can limit production. I
Yeah.
told a lot of people that, and they're like, "No, you're wrong," and it's like, "No."
Yeah,
The
they can limit-
president can say,
yeah.
Hey,
So-
you need to slow production down, and if he says, "Yeah, we guess we do," they do it.
the way the law reads is that the job or the position of the Secretary of the Treasury, their role is to make sure that there's enough to meet the demands of the U.S. So at any time they can stop production. Doesn't matter. They don't have to have a presidential order to stop. If they deem that they've printed enough coins, they can stop them.
Printed.
Minted. Okay, sorry. If they've minted enough coins, then that's fine. But again, yeah. So it's just important to understand. Trip Wit. When it comes to selling coins, is it better to keep proof sets together or break them apart? Ooh, that's a fun sticky wicket. Get them graded and sell them. I've seen proof coins sell more than the set. That's a good question.
Yes, but have you seen them sell more than the cost of grading?
That's right.
Very
You have
rarely.
to factor in
Proof
all of
Yeah.
that. You have to factor in the cost that you paid for the proof set, the cost, all the grading costs that go involved in that, and then you have to subtract all of that from what you can sell the coin for.
So there are going to be specific coins that if
Most modern,
You-
most coins are.
you
not
find them, so I'll give you a couple great examples. We talked about this. Actually, we've talked about it a couple times over the last week or
I think
so.
Mike Nodelman's in the wrong chat, by the way.
Hey, Mike, if you want to go to the other one, you can go to the link up at the top, unless you're on your phone, and then you can stay there. I'm just reading.
Yeah.
I'm just reading people's comments in both, just to be sure people are hearing it.
Yeah.
So the NOS 1970 NOS, the 1968 NOS, or whatever those are. Yeah, no problem, Mike. So those are kind of unique, right? So those are the ones that stand out. So in that particular regard, if you have one that is extremely rare, very uncommon, absolutely, right? Crack that bugger out, send it to get graded, or actually don't even crack it out, send it to them, let the mint crack it out and do that. Yeah, but that's rare. It's far and few between. In most cases, it really isn't worth it. What's the
If you want a graded proof coin, buy already graded.
yeah? What's the set that everybody likes? Is it 52? The one that goes for a crazy amount of money because of the Benji and the cent in high grades. I can't
don't know.
remember.
Are you talking about the type 1? I think it's the type 1 on the, is it the 50?
The 50. Thanks, Mike. Yeah. So again, if
No.
you have one of those, is it good to break that out, or is it good to keep the set? Keep the set. Right? Keep that together. People pay big money. You don't have to grade that. that set sells itself. You don't need to crack it out and do that.
I'm not thinking of the 1950. I'm thinking of the type 1 and the type 2. I want to say it's the 52 or the 56. I can't remember, but in Cameo.
56.
56. Okay.
That's what Mike's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the type 1 and the type 2 on the eagle on the eagle in the reverse, yeah. In Cameo especially, like hubba hubba, right? Mm-hmm.
So in that case, would you crack it out or would you just sell it as is? Because you don't need that particular one graded, do you? Those sets sell themselves.
You're not really cracking those out. I mean, they come in different. They're not in hard plastic. So, but I would have that one graded for sure.
So
yeah,
there's a few that are, there's a few that you would do that too. But the general rule of thumb is if you have to ask, the answer is no.
That is my answer every time.
Yeah. So
I have this graded. If you have to ask, then the answer is no.
It's really, and again, ultimately, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. It's up to you.
The cardboard's a double mint sets, right?
But do you have to do it? Not necessarily. Hopefully, Trip, that answered your question. If you have any more, we can get further into that. Let us know. But great question. Thanks for asking.
And modern proof sets, there's no reason to have those graded unless there's something special.
Yeah, and again, there's going to be.
But you are right. You are right. You do see them for sale.
Yeah.
Graded for more than like the entire cost of the entire proof set. So you can find like a 1990s proof scent for more than what the entire set goes for, but probably for less than what the person paid to have that coin graded. But you get to benefit from their naivete.
Yeah, and we see this a lot of time in places. People are like, oh, check this out. This is a Proof 68 2024 Shield scent, right? And it's like, oh my God, why would you grade that? It's a $3 coin. Yeah. Why would you grade that, right? You just spent $25, $30, $50. Why? What is the purpose of it? Yeah, I don't. Again, there are things where it's like I don't mind, and if I find, so for instance, if I find a 1936 red MS-65, MS-66 Lincoln scent, and I'll absolutely have it in a slab. I'll buy it in the slab. I won't get it graded that way unless I know it's going to shoot high. Correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, but Chuck doesn't allow them to do anything less than 66, right?
Nope, nothing less than 66.
So you really have to know what it is, and obviously he's doing it in bulk. So you really have to know what you're doing, number one. Understand kind of the essentials of grading. You don't have to be an expert, but really understand the essentials. And then set your limits, right? You don't want to send in 30 coins and they all come back 61, 62, right? Be smart about it. Now, Miss Coin Crew, some people prefer the coin to be in holders. Well, yeah, but again, to each their own.
They should buy them already in holders.
They shouldn't send them off. It's a waste of money.
Yeah.
And again, it's not, if you want to do it, that's totally up to you, but we're not going to recommend it. It's foolish. There are people who want, now there are certain ones, and I always go back to this one, because I think this is, out of all the videos, all the streams, everything that we've done, the funnest one ever was when Jackalope Herdmaster introduced us to Coach's Magic. And he pulled up the 1795 scent, and the four of us looked at it, reviewed it, pulled stuff up, had great discussion, validated its authenticity. And it's like, send that off. Get that in a slab. right? Make sure it's done. Protect that coin. It's a beautiful specimen. This is definitely something you want to put in a slab. Those are the exceptions to the rule. They're not the rule. So again, make sure that you're smart about that. I see this when I go into other channels and they have coins up and they're like these fascinating Merc dimes that are 1941 and they're trying to sell them for 50, 60 bucks. They're a $25 coin. Yeah, if you want to have it in a slab and you enjoy slabs and you're collecting them in the slabs, a great example. I don't have mine up here right now. I collect NGC MS66 nickels. I want to collect the entire set in MS66. I'm trying to find as many of them I can that have full steps. So that's just my thing. I want to do that. So in that particular case, yes, I'll do that. Some of them are definitely worth the money in the slab. Some of them are not. But there are people who have graded the entire set of Jeffersons. So why wouldn't I collect it? It's already there. It's something that I want to do. That's a personal thing. But I'm not going to send it off personally and have it graded. It's a waste of money. Hey, what's up, Big Apple? Fugazi.
Hey, Big Apple. Back to what Angel said. Absolutely. So you can do whatever you want in this hobby. You can spend your money however you want, everything else. We're here when people ask us questions, we're going to give them the best advice and best answer we can.
Yep.
So if our answer doesn't apply to you, then it doesn't apply to you. If somebody asks us if they should have a coin graded, then our answer is to hopefully, like I said, give them the best advice and the best answer we can. There are always going to be exceptions to the rule. If there's somebody out there that wants every single coin they own in their collection to be graded, then obviously our answer doesn't apply to them.
So I want to do two things. CAD Roll Hunter, exactly. States that the fact that you can find nearly any coin in a holder for the price of a raw coin tells you all you need to know about the risk and expense. Yeah, and again, if you're going to buy one in a slab, buy it in a slab already. Don't slab it. Tripwit says, I've seen proof sets online where the coins were blurred out. Hint, hint, wink, wink, red flag.
Always a red flag.
Yeah, or the proof case was there, but the coins were not proof. Yeah, they had the COA to boot. When I see that, I report the seller. That's great. That's exactly what we should do. And again, folks, you guys are the front lines when it comes to working to make sure these things are done, right? See it, report it. Now, make sure you know what you're seeing, though. So they'll review it, but even Jack Young indicated in a post on Facebook that his direct ability to take down stuff has been removed from him. So I don't know if that means eBay's enacting new things or if that means they're just tired of having to acknowledge that there's a lot of counterfeits and fakes and altered coins or altered sets. Not sure what that means. It'd be good to have Jack up for a conversation because
I'm interviewing him, I think, next Sunday.
Outstanding. So ask that question. Hey, what's happening with these things, and is it harder for you to do that? So fun stuff. But yeah, thanks for doing that. Thanks for stating that, Trip. And again, it is up to everybody, right? When they talk about whose responsibility is it for safety in a company? It's everybody's. Doesn't matter. Whose responsibility is it to report if you find it? It's all of our responsibility. This is how we protect our hobby. So
I just want to remind everybody on these 25 cents, right? Don't panic. There are boxes of these being found in California. They're going to get out there eventually. And the fact that even if they do stop production, the mintages on prior years will never change. They will always be the same. There, if you want to invest a few $100s on a roll of cents, buy a roll of early wheat cents. Or, I would never recommend spending that kind of money on copper plated zinc cents.
Nope.
Because unless you have them in a hermetically sealed, I don't know, a vault that is weatherized and climatized and everything, in a couple decades they're going to be dust.
Yep.
So
I want to give.
Now, the only way they would be profitable, so I saw, Sean did a video on them. I can see where people would want to buy a roll of them right now and sell them individually for maybe like $5 a piece. You could make money doing that, but you better do it soon and not sit on them. If that's your intent, if your intent is to flip them for a profit, do it soon. Don't sit on them thinking in 10 years they're going to increase in value. Because all you have to do to prove that that is not true is look at the rolls of 2012 Canadian cents.
Yeah.
Or 2018 Bahamas.
I'm going to share something real quick.
2017, 2018 Bahamas cents, when they stopped making the Bahamas cents.
So I want you guys to take a look at this. In particular, I want you to look at this here. Okay, just take from 2020 down to 2024, not including the 400 or 240 million coins that have already been produced in January and up to the first part of February. These are cents. Again, these are total mint numbers for those particular years. So if we break this down, we're looking at, and I'm just rough estimate, 16, 22, 26, 29. So 30 billion cents have been minted since 2020. Okay.
Can't post them. Mike can't post them.
What is that?
Mike says he has the 2025 numbers. Is that the ones from the U.S. Mint? Production and sales numbers for up till now? Mike, that says the
so I can
240 says the cents are 242,400,000.
Yeah, it's here.
You sent me a message. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the total number right here. That's the total. So this is the United States Mint. This is how many they've minted. There you go, Paula. 242 million. This is just basically the month of January. So there's more that have probably been ran because again, we're already in the 15th February. But when we're looking, at this particular set of numbers, where do they go? There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. When we look at this particular set of numbers, I mean, if you go back 10 years, and you'll know that when you look at your coins, you still see coins from here. You're looking at 100 billion coins, just in cents. Now,
whoa! Look at the video. There's been 554 billion cents minted since they've minted cents.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking the one that Chuck did when he talked about since 1909.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when you're talking about are we, the penny's going to go away? They're going to be in circulation for a long time. Now, these numbers, many of them have already been pulled back. Many of them have been destroyed, melted, lost down drains, stuck in people's sofa, under the car seats of many people's cars. Find coins in the junkyard all the time when you go to take pieces and stuff off. So these are, who knows where the coins are. But when you look at the total mintages, they have to make an assumption of how many are there. Now, people are like, well, how do they do that? They do that by banking inventories. So banks are required to inventory their coins, and they inventory their coins and then they report them into a system. There are ledgers and stuff that they have to maintain, and they have to do that on a quite frequent basis. And if you've ever talked to a teller about doing this, they hate it. It's annoying. This is why they hate loose rolls. It drives them crazy. They have to count these, so they can take a generalized assessment across all the banks and credit unions and get a real good estimate of how many are being held at these particular facilities. It gives them a really good baseline, if you will, for them to be able to identify kind of where they sit, where they're at in relation to this final number that's here. So they're able to do some of this. Now, it's not like trying to identify how many Morgans are still out there, or how many Peace dollars are still out there, or how many flowing hairs are still out there, things of that nature, because they have to rely on different methods. So you have to rely on the number of coins in a population per the grading company and things of that nature. And even that you can't trust, because people crack coins out and send multiples in over and over and over again, trying to play the upgrade game. But when it comes to this, they definitely have capabilities to see kind of what's going on by utilizing the banking strategies. So they have a really good feel for this. And I guarantee you the Secretary of the Treasury has their finger on the pulse of this, and they know about what's out there. So they can make very smart, informed decisions based off of the numbers and the systems that they have in place to look at this. Now it's going to change a little bit, but they got good ideas.
Also about how the U.S. Mint is kind of a it's self-sufficient, right? They have their own budget. Matt and Mike interviewed Ventress, and I'm pretty sure I heard her talking about that too. You know, they don't rely on government funding, because they get all of their budget from their sales. They sell circulating coins to the Federal Reserve. They sell bullion to bullion dealers. They sell us coins, us suckers. They sell us coins, and then at the end of the year, the surplus kind of just, I think they give the government a kickback or something, and then it just kind of goes back into the kitty and just like revolves. It's a revolving door.
Yeah.
So I think that, they operate on at a surplus, right? So I'm not sure where they think that it's going to save the government money. I think that they're more looking at it as the waste aspect. I don't see where that counts as far as like how Doge is looking into government waste and stuff, and because it's not a government funded thing. But anyway, anywho. And then again, you know, I just don't think that they've really looked into this. I don't think the president's really looked into this. I think that he got word from somebody that, hey, it costs the mint, 3 cents to mint, or almost 4 cents to mint a cent. Maybe we should look at that. And so it was kind of just discussed, but then they didn't look at what it cost to mint a nickel. And they didn't, he doesn't realize if they stop production on the cent, they have to increase production on the nickel, and all of that goes into it. So I think that so as long as I have been doing this, it seems like every couple years, this discussion about the cent being eliminated comes up in discussion.
20 years now, I've heard it.
Yeah. For decades, it's been discussed, I know, but just myself, like I hear it every couple of years, it comes up in discussion. Now, the fact that the president said something about it, it really it just took off. Even the news outlets got a hold of it and everything else. So I don't think it's gone anywhere yet. I don't think that anything has been said. I think that because they've already, 2026 is coming up next year, and everybody's really excited about the semi-quincentennial. And there are definitely more efficient ways, for sure, Mike. Get rid of the dollar bill. But anyway,
Yeah, there's a number of coins. There's a number
there
of
are
things
a
that we can
number
do
of
to cut
ways,
costs
number of
without
ways that we
touching
can cut
our
costs for sure.
currency and coins. But yeah, so I want to go back to something that Great
Mike,
Scott.
they could sell rolls and bags of cents on the Mint website.
Yeah,
and they would recoup their money, at least some of it, that way. You know, start selling rolls and bags of cents again. I don't know.
yeah. So I'm going to go back to something that Great Scott has before it falls out of view. Great Scott says they're changing the topic slightly. What's a good site to get the values of bills? And I'm going to share
There
this.
isn't one.
I'm going to share this
There
right here. Reach out to this person right here,
Yeah.
Kingdom Currency. This is probably one of the smartest people I know. And again, obviously, you can go to your local coin shops and you can do that. Always, always keep in mind your local coin shops. But if you
Sam
have
has
questions,
a Facebook group too. You can join his Facebook group too.
yeah. So there's a number of different places, but there's ways you can get a hold of. You do the collector network. You can talk about this. Sam is a good dude, knows a lot about this. So reach out to Sam at Kingdom Currency.
Now, one thing I will say about Sam is, and those of you who want to sell your fancy serial numbers will dig it. I'm more old school. Like I would have liked to have seen fancy serial numbers kept to actual fancy serial numbers. Like now, every serial number can be interpreted as a fancy serial number. So be cautious of that. I don't know that there is any one site that gives you, like, because there's so many combinations now that people are, I don't know.
Well, you can also do the what is my bill worth site, which actually does the fancy serial numbers
or whatever.
Yeah, fancyserialnumbers.com or something like that. You can utilize
Yeah.
that if you know your serial number, and it gives you just like a generalized reference of whether it's
Well,
rare.
it doesn't
or
tell
whether
you
it's
the
whatever.
value. It just tells you what the coolness factor.
But again,
kinda
looking
goofy.
at things like eBay sold listings, again, when you look at eBay sold listings, you have to understand the difference between something that was sold and something that ended, right? So basically, when you're looking at that, take out the low and the high and then find the median and then base it off the median. Don't base it off the high or don't base it off the low. But again, if you really want to know, ultimately, it's going to boil down to a couple different things. Is it genuinely something unique? If it's a birthday note, people are like, oh, they might go for a lot of money, only to the one or two people that it really affects, right? So the more you do that, the more kind of you have to find a very niche person. It's a different item if you're looking at all eights or all sevens or all ones or all zeros. Well, you can't be all zeros. Or the very last number, the 9999998 or whatever that number is, right? So if you're looking at those are very unique. Those are very specific. There's only one of them per series. So in those cases, yes, they're very rare. They're much more valuable. And I think, what was the price that all eights went for? It was like 10 grand, right?
I don't know.
It's a big number.
I know very little about currency. I'm happy to share what little I know. It's the same. I do know that it's much like coins. Condition is a huge factor. The higher the denomination, the less your profit margin is going to be. So I think ones and fives are your best bet. I would stick to the old school serial number type thing.
Yeah. Agree.
Sam makes a lot of money doing what he does because he sells a lot of bills. Like, you're not going to get rich selling one or two, or you're not going to make a ton of money selling one or two bills. He sells like pretty much, like I said, he can I don't know. Anyway, I anyway, that's all I know. I'm going to stop right there because I don't know enough about currency. Like I said, I shared what I know about it. Condition is everything.
Yep.
If it's and the coolness factor, there's a coolness factor. Finding a buyer that wants that serial number, you know, yeah. So the higher denomination, the less your profit margin. That's about all I know. And that there's no like one site that you can look up prices. It's not, they don't, you know, yeah. I think that is kind of, currency is definitely one of those where you're going to have to try to find something that has already sold to get an idea of what your bill is going to be worth.
And remember, when you're selling,
put it on the market, and what it sells for, that's what it's worth.
Ultimately.
Well, no, again, it's not necessarily what it's worth. It's the value somebody's willing to pay. So,
well, with currency is different than coins.
Yeah. But still, again, it's important to value and worth are different.
Coins, because you don't have mintages, you don't have surviving populations. You know, currency is a whole different ball game than coins.
Yeah, CAD roll hunter, I agree. For a beginner currency collector, I'd advise good bills, good condition, without respect to serial number. Yeah, quality is really good. But Paula said something that's really important. When you're talking about selling, a lot of the folks that make money, and you can make money selling coins and currency, but you have to look at it in terms of return. So if you find you go to the store and you pick up a roll, I just happen to have one here, 2024 Philadelphia's, got them from Chuck, and not a big deal. You go through them, you spend 50 cents for them, not a big deal. And you happen to find a double die that's worth $3 or $4. Outstanding. So now you're looking at a 300% profit. Now, when you look at those, a 3,000% profit for $3. When you're looking at that, you have to take it in terms of how much you paid for it. You're not going to find many places in which you can get a 1, 2, 3, 4,000% return on something. So if you look at it from that fashion, there's a good opportunity for you to gain more money back, but you have to look at all the cost and the time. Eric said something very specific earlier on in that the reason he doesn't do this is tied to time and the amount of headache it is to ship thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of coins.
If you're selling a coin for $3.
Yeah.
And
so
you spend 15 minutes of your time taking pictures and writing the listing and doing all this stuff for $3. Is it really worth your $3?
So for some people it is, right? Some people love doing that. I know quite a few people that do that. But yes, it's ultimately up to you. So think about it though. It's really important.
The best way is when you're doing solid date rolls like you have. If you find 6, you only have to do the legwork once, hopefully. So that makes it a little bit more intriguing to possibly go in that direction.
Yeah.
At least to me.
EMR, I've always had 2 streams open. I do one for vertical and one for landscape so that people, depending upon which one works best for them, can watch the stream in however they want to. So, yeah. No worries. It's all good. Good morning, Mr. Bruce. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for seeing it, or for coming in and seeing us. Let's see. It wasn't worth a single penny. I think I missed part of a conversation. Eric has mailed me pennies. Eric has mailed a lot of people pennies.
I mail lots of pennies.
Yeah, there's a lot. But again, it's if you look at your return on investment on something like that, you can make money doing it. Just understand there's a massive, massive time involvement if you're going to be doing that. So what other questions do you all have? This has been a good discussion so far. Some really good questions, a lot of good discussion. Trip said, I just got some pennies from Eric last week. Outstanding. Yeah, I just got some stuff in. Do you still have the 43, Eric?
I do, sitting right in front of me. I got to take pictures of that and get that to you.
I am looking forward to that one. Dirty Water keeps like, Frosty. I'm like, what? He's like, do your video. I'm like, I haven't got the coin yet. He's like, why? I'm like, Eric likes looking at it.
I told you I'd take pictures of it. I'll take pictures of it today. I just got done taking pictures of those RPMs we were talking about earlier.
Oh no, I know. You've been busy. You have a lot of stuff and websites to update.
That's what I could have did it while I had the plague though.
Yeah, no worries. But that's a fun coin. That was a lot of fun. And by the way, speaking of fun coins, you have a reveal today, correct?
I am gonna try.
Okay. What are we looking at today?
52D.
Nice. What kind of stuff are we looking in the 52D?
That could be a fun one.
Yeah, lots of RPMs. That's another date that is like 60D. There is a lot of minor RPMs for the date.
At
Flying D.
At Cadroll Hunter. Matter of fact, Eric, you want to pull it up? Cadroll Hunter wants to know what's cool about the 43.
I'm taking pictures right now. Let me share my screen.
Do it.
Watch it. Do it.
Fire away. Check this out, Cadroll.
Last numbers on double dice.
Okay, so that's whatever, right? Not a big deal, but
actually, I think that's a little bit of a clash right there. Nah, maybe not.
I don't think so.
no, but that sure is.
Right there. Let me
Yeah.
look at it.
Lots of goodies right there. See those clashes up in the upper right-hand side? There above the top of the head, and then the back of the head, there's a ton of them as well. You see the T.
Actually, that is a clash underneath it right here.
Underneath
You
what?
just can't really read it. But you can see the F of right there.
Yeah. Yeah, and then go to the back of the head. This is it's another one.
I'm
That's
taking pictures while I do it so I can get this done.
Oh, I got it.
So I'm doing the photographs right now.
He's like, slow down, slow your roll. Yeah, but very cool find. And again, this is one of the coins that we found as he was going through this roll. So there's some really cool things that have been done. If you go look at Chuck's, you'll see one that
You
he
need a
actually.
flashlight or a pinpointer.
Say again.
I can,
And he
yeah.
needs a flashlight or a pinpoint light.
Actually, I got a little hand pointer right here.
Those are great if you want if you will
You know, when you think about laser pointers, I always think of Wozniak. Him and his fake ID that he's the chief laser inspector. That was fun doing that story. I hope you guys enjoyed that one last week. Yeah, so amazing. Look at that, the back of the head. Look at that clash. That's absolutely spectacular. Yeah, rotated. Very cool. Absolutely, really cool fun. Fine.
I think it's misaligned. I don't think it's right.
It is misaligned, but it's multiple too, because you see one down here and over, and then you see one right in here too.
So that's not uncommon for die clashes, though. It doesn't
Nope.
mean the clash died or the die clashed more than once. It's not uncommon to get a bounce
Yep.
on a clash.
And remember, these things happen so fast. It's not like it's like donk, donk. We're talking.
The speed that they're moving, yeah.
It's insanely quick.
There's all sorts of, there's another one right there.
Copper Owl, I think I'll hunt a box of cents this morning. Or should I not do that with the impending end of the set? No, go ahead. Search coins. Search away, dude. Search away. Yeah. Mike says that's E pluribus unum. Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. I found a great clash on a Canadian nickel. It's called the Crown of Beaver. I want one of those.
Know what this is.
Just for the name.
Around all in God we trust, the date and liberty.
You'd love to know what is?
Hey,
I'm not looking.
CAD Roll Hunter, if you have a photo of that, can you email that to me?
See the little area where it looks like it's indented into the die?
That's a plating issue, I think.
Well, it was on every
That's
coin
something
that had this
maybe
stripe. It was on
Right.
7 coins, but it's on the date too. I'll show you the date.
Yeah, they plate the dies. They coat the die. What is it they coat the dies in? I can't remember.
Yeah, there were a couple of them that were
Like the halo around the
really,
date.
yeah, you could see that all the way around the date. Yeah, there were a couple of them that were really, really strong. I think the one with that
This
I
is a
gave to
strong
Dirty
one.
Water, the one I gave to Dirty Water had less of the strike, but it had way more of that, whatever that is around the date and Liberty. He did a video on that.
Let's see if there was
Trip
any-
has a couple questions. So first off, Eric, he wants to know what the light settings you use. They have a really complicated light structure with the cameras they use.
I use a 150 watt specimen lamp. My setup is different than Chuck's. Chuck's has mine is solid. The light only comes from one direction. He can move his lights all around. My tubes are too big, so I can't do it the way he does without blocking my lens. But the light changes. And sometimes the coins take better pictures than others. I hate to put it like that, but you can put a coin under and it looks great. And then you put another coin under that you think looks the same and you can't get a good picture of it. Then you turn everything off and walk away and you come back and it's better. That goes back to I don't want to spend 15 minutes taking pictures for a $3 coin.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes I spend a lot of time taking pictures for the website and stuff.
And there's things that you can do if you have a problem like with copper. If you're having a hard time getting the copper color to show up in a photograph, if they turn kind of gray, you can actually use a very light blue filter, and that'll actually bring out it'll blue the background a little bit, but it'll actually show more of the copper. But yeah, you guys get great results from your camera. But again, number one, they're using better microscopes where they can adjust things. Some of these little screen monitor ones have settings that are not adjustable. So you have to take that into consideration when you're looking at scope and how well it prevails on the screen. Then you also have to look at lighting. Lighting matters. So the quality of the lighting, where it's positioned, the ability to adjust up and down, the hue of the light, the warmth of the light. There's a lot of things that go into photography of coins. So, and it's different when you're looking at it through a scope and when you're actually doing a photography. So,
yeah, when I do a reveal, my lighting is different because I'm going in and out, in and out. When I'm doing photographs, my lighting, I move the scope back and forth and over to the light because you can't move the light. The light's actually bigger than the scope.
Yeah. Trip, questions. Since I've started coin collecting, I've had a time when I could only see something that looked like a clash with my eye. Oh, yeah. So whenever you're looking at something through a scope, it's all a position of lighting, right? This is why it's really important to always validate with a loop, right? Always look through and look at, because you'll be able to shift it. You'll always be able to shift it and move it around.
And turn it.
And turn it. Yep.
Turn it and tilt it.
Yeah, it's really important to understand light is crucial with seeing certain errors and varieties.
And then right here, you see the bottom of this mint mark. This is RPM number 10.
Yeah.
And if you turn it the opposite direction, it actually looks more impressive, but you have a hard time getting the light under here. You can see the actual second D coming right up right there.
So it's what's really cool about when you have it in your hand and you have a light and you're looking at it, right? Is it's in your finger, so you can move it and twist it and stuff. It's much
And
more
that
conducive to you getting the right light on the coin to be able to see those types of things. When you're
This is
looking at a scope,
probably-
it's flat. So you've
This
got to
is
move
probably
it or put something on it.
that. When you see something in a scope, you need to put it under a loop, because a lot of this stuff, that is actually one of the thresholds that I use. I've got to be able to see it through a 10x loop, and I can see pretty good through a 10x loop. And I guarantee you there's a lot of things that people find under their microscope that they can't see in a 10x loop.
Yeah.
So always have multiple sources of magnification. Use your scope. Use your loop. Use your eyes. I mean, as far as grading coins, like there's nothing better than no magnifier, and you just hold the coin and move it into the light.
Unless you have eyes like mine.
Well, I'm talking about to get the general start. Then you take that way you're not magnifying every single coin.
Learn how to search coins through a loop before you use a microscope.
Yeah.
I don't grade a lot of coins, but when I do grade them, that's what I do. I grab each coin and kind of look at the luster and look at that, and I'll divide them all up, and then I'll look at what I think are the better coins.
Good morning, Azure.
Your first impression is usually pretty good. Matter of fact, I think that the biggest problem with people grading coins is they over invent the wheel. They look at it so much, they start getting pareidolia that this is perfect and this is this and this is that.
Yeah.
Well, I think the biggest problem with people grading coins is that they always think their coin's perfect.
Well, right. Well, that's not just coins. Everybody's stuff is better than anybody else's stuff.
Of course it is.
Hey, I found this coin in the Walmart parking lot. It must be an error. Look at it. Yeah.
Well,
it probably was.
You need to learn when you first start grading coins, you need to familiarize yourself with that actual
the absolute
series, the date, and the mint mark. Yes,
that's right.
You need to know what is normal and what is not normal, and what is normal for that year. Certain years.
That's right, because production was crappy. Like early 50s, production, the quality of the coins was junky. 62, 63, 64, the quality of the coins were junky. There's a lot of years that you'll look at graded coins. I had the pleasure of looking at one of the better complete sets of graded Lincoln cents in the country. And this guy knew everything. He would say, yeah, this graded 66 because it's a 25S and they didn't make good coins there. And so a coin that might have gotten 64, if it was a Philadelphia strike, got a 66 because it was probably the best coin that San Francisco minted. Mm-hmm. So they do that. And while that is unfair, I get it.
You said doo-doo.
Yeah, I did say doo-doo, didn't I?
Hey, Paula.
That's because I'm the shit.
I'm getting a little childish here. I don't care. Don't judge me.
You wanna see what I got Bifrost? I pick her up today. You want to see what I got her for her Valentine's Day gift?
41S.
Yes.
North. Let me look
put yourself up there.
Hold on, just a sec.
Oh my gosh! Look how cute that is. That's so cute.
That's pretty cool.
That looks like Sia, or is that her name, Sia?
I have no idea.
The girl with
it is a pug.
The singer that has her hair down in her face. What's her name?
That is a very nice, fine Southern coin, Hunter. Was it in good condition?
Cute little puppy. I know, jackalope. I'm so I don't know, immature.
So I'm going back through these. Does anyone use a magnifying glass opposed to a loop? You can use a magnifying glass.
Yeah, for looking for varieties of magnifying glass, unless you're finding like the top 100s, you won't see them.
They have really good quality optics. You might, but You have to have a really good magnifying glass.
Yeah, even
People use those.
the really
Some
big
people
ones, you
use
need a
those.
5X to see.
Those
Yeah.
jewelers things that they put on their heads.
Those are, yeah, those you can see.
Jeweler.
Those are-
Jeweler glasses.
I've used those, yeah.
You use whatever works best
Yeah.
for you.
That's it, but always
Use
have
whatever
multiple
works best for you.
devices to use.
Yeah, I've used gemology glasses before, but I find a loop is better. CAD Rule Hunter.
Telescope. Whatever you use, though, don't look too closely at the coin. It's not necessary. Not necessary.
You have the Hubble telescope. That would, yeah, do a 10 million X magnification.
You don't need a loop or a microscope to look at a book, though,
You do not.
which should be the first thing you're doing. You should pick up a book before you pick up a coin. Just saying.
Or at least get some good quality reading in somewhere.
Somewhere. Yeah.
I have a huge collection of books. I literally have only a few books now, and that's because all my books got destroyed in a flood.
I know. So sad.
That's a bummer. Here's that coin that CAD Roll Hunter was talking about with that die clash.
Mhm.
You know, I think I saw this on one of his streams. Is that on one of his streams? If you have interest in Canadian coins, you should watch his streams. He's got some pretty good stuff.
Yeah, cool stuff.
We've had some. I don't know if you've ever watched a live coin Q&A CAD Roll Hunter, but we've had some pretty amazing Canadian finds from our viewers on there.
Oh man, that large date 69.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
pretty good stuff.
That's a beaut. Yes, I found it, CRH, and it's on a video.
There's some great Canadian die clashes. There are some great Canadian coins.
CAD Roll Hunter, let me do this. Here, let me. Go ahead, and you have mod privileges now, CAD Roll. Drop in that link, and people can go check that out. And when you're over there, sub up the channel. If you're into Canadian coins, you definitely want to go check
That's
that
a
out.
lit crack, kid.
Even if you're not into Canadian coins, everybody comes across them. There's great information. I mean, he shows you counterfeits. He shows you all sorts of stuff because, like in the toonies, they find counterfeits right in their bank stuff. They don't.
Oh man, yeah, the camel toe.
Yeah.
Yep.
CAD Roll Hunter, you need to start your own website because the one that's online is terrible. Coins of Canada. Coins
That's
of
a nice
Canada.
beaver, isn't it?
It's okay for looking at mintages and basic information like the Red Book, but don't pay any attention to the errors and varieties that they have listed on there because those are just viewer submissions and 90% of them are wrong. Yeah, so that is a nice beaver, isn't it? Coach's Magic, you sicko.
Yeah, CAD. It was pretty cool when they pulled that up. Live coin Q&A. Do you have drop that link to that video, Paula?
Saskatoon, yep. The Saskatoon Coin Club is a good one. You're right. I forgot about that. We actually used that one on that 69 large date.
Saskatoon, eh?
That is a good one.
So CAD Roll Hunter,
Coin Club.
you know my favorite Canadian joke.
Post that link, CAD.
Yeah.
He did.
My favorite Canadian joke for those that are here is, you know, Canada got its name by throwing all the consonants in a hat. Did you know that? So they reached in and they pulled one out and said CANADA.
So you can tell you're from the South.
I
Because it's
got
not
it.
A, it's EH.
I know it's but anyway, it's one of my favorite Canadian jokes.
That is funny.
Yeah, but thanks for sending that off, Cadro. I appreciate you bringing that. I like seeing those kind of things. Give me ideas for uh, uh, things to look at when I'm looking at foreign coins. I got a big box of foreign coins I need to sort through. So looking at some of that stuff.
Video is only 25 seconds long. Oh, Frostbyte. You should tell them about that great channel you found the other day.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the best of YouTube.
So
The best of the worst.
I
We
laugh
really do
so
need to have
hard.
a best of the worst. We
I
need to have a
laugh so
best
hard.
of the
I don't know if I should pull it up. I don't want to pick on somebody
totally
necessarily,
shit on him.
but everything this guy had was a mule error.
Mule die.
Mule die. MULDYE. And
It's a mule die.
it's freaking hilarious. I laugh so hard to look at this. I'll post the link in my community page. I'm not going to call them out live.
Totally normal coins, but they're all mule dice.
They're all mule dice. Yeah. And he shows some of them. He shows only the front of the obverse of the coin, never flips it over. But it's always, oh, check out this mule die.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at this mule die error. Yeah. Reach out to me. Let me know. It's bad, eh? Oh, my mom's in chat. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
But yeah, so I laugh so hard. I'll post that because it
So funny.
you guys will get a chuckle out of it. But here's again, 1 million views, 2,000 subscribers, and people going. Some people challenged it, but a lot of people are like, nice, and it encourages that kind of behavior. So when you see it, and I was gentle, sent him a couple messages and said, yeah, this is what a mule is, and sent him links to stuff and tried to help him get some education. Hopefully he does something with it if he even understands it. But yeah, it was, and I don't say that to be ignorant or indignant to him. English was definitely a second or third language. So you heard a lot of soccer in the background, or football. And he spoke kind of broken English, but
well, there is
so
no
hopefully,
such thing as a mule die.
Yeah.
First of all, Bellows Forge.
Yeah.
There
is just a mule.
Strikes.
Yeah.
There are mule strikes, and that's an obverse and reverse dies that are paired together that are not meant to be paired together.
I'll pull up one of the famous ones.
So a Sacagawea and a quarter.
Yep, that's the one I was going to pull up.
A cent and a dime.
Yeah, so this one right here.
Two dies.
Oh, come on, you goofball.
We're not meant to be paired together.
Here we go. Let's open this up.
Mule dice.
Here we go. It is being temperamental, that's for sure.
I just emailed you those pictures, Frosty.
Say again?
I just emailed you those pictures.
Oh, beauty.
Yeah.
There we go. This is a mule.
That is a mule.
That is a mule.
So a mule, just like is in the animal, you have a pairing of dies that shouldn't go together. So this is the quarter, but obviously this is not the quarter reverse. This is actually the reverse of a Sacagawea dollar. You can tell by the color it's not on quarter stock. It's actually on a Sacagawea stock. So again, you go ahead.
Planchet, yeah.
Planchet, yeah. So again, you can see that you have this. This is a mule. It's not to be. They're not very common. And do you think these happen on accident?
I
I think nowadays it's hard, right? Because they actually
Well, so-
designed only to fit in.
Well, so they've always been designed to fit into their specific, the specific press, right? But supposedly how it happens is, they're die installation errors, right? So the dies are installed incorrectly, in the wrong presses. I do think that there are times when it can happen on accident. It depends on the size of the die, the little nubs that are the way they're supposed to fit, those can be worn off. But I also think that there are times when it is intentional. It's proving which is which that is difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so. I think the size of these dies, I think the size of those dies are similar enough that I could see that could happen.
They've actually found multiples of these, haven't they?
They have. Yeah. So I think that and that's another point too that Eric just made. It's when there is only one or two in existence that you have got to wonder why. Because the way coins are struck, the presses are run at such speeds that by the time they get caught, there should already have been many struck. When you only have a couple struck, then you have to scratch your head and go, okay, these had to have been started and stopped right away.
Hey, congratulations on the new house, John. That's been good. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Here's another one. This is a pretty popular one.
These, I think, were probably
made
not by accident.
Yeah.
I don't think these were done by accident. But now, they often will do trial strikes for things. And that could be a possibility too. That I know and I want to, Mike, I want to tour the Mint so bad, but I don't want to tour it like how you tour a Jelly Belly factory. I want to be on the floor. You know what I mean? I don't want to take the Budweiser tour. I want to be on the floor.
I want to pull up another one. This one is steeped in controversy.
Yeah, I don't think that this was done on accident. Because you can even see on that reverse strike how much smaller that dime die is. So I think what happened was that was probably the anvil die, because I don't think they would be able to maneuver it so it fit in the hammer die. I think that was they probably just set that into the collar. Know what I mean? Vern?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, here's just a sec. I want to pull up this next one. And then there's this one.
Yeah, that's not real.
Yeah, so this is the one that Mark Hoffman took credit for.
Yeah, I think he did it too.
He was an expert counterfeiter. There is still, I'm trying to remember if I might say this wrong. I'm going to have to go back and validate it. I can retouch it up. But I believe there's a gag order against someone indicating that this is not authentic. I think they actually made them stop saying that it wasn't. There was something happened either with an auction house or some legal thing that the owners of this made to where they couldn't tell them that it was not.
I don't know.
You got to remember. I'll find out. I'll look at the information and find that up again. I'll pull that up. I owe that to you guys. But those are mules.
Ever going to know the truth of that?
Yeah, those are mules. So when you talk about mule coins and things of that nature, that's what they are referencing.
You have a coin.
Hey, what's up? Good
Nice.
morning.
I think there's 2 different companies that we get our planchets from now. Our scent planchets. I can't remember. I think that there's 2 different ones. And then we get our ASE planchets from Sunshine Mint.
Yes.
Somewhere like that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Same place we get a lot of our silver planchets from.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yep. And they don't allow tours either. It's very controlled. It'd be cool to be able to go see how they do that.
Which is probably the majority of the cost for our scent.
Wouldn't doubt that being contractual cost. I wouldn't doubt that being an issue at all.
So maybe we'll have, a contract war that'll happen here. That'll bring down the cost of minting scents. Who knows? You
know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something I haven't done in a while. Guys, if you're in chat, do me a favor. If you're not subscribed, here. I'll give you an opportunity to get in. I'm going to do a giveaway. So if you're watching and you're not subscribed, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. That'll give you time to get in and be able to enter into chat. I'm going to give away one of these. These are Haley-Bug mints. They are Haley-Bug mint, and they're copper, but they're really cool pirate designs. And it says, act like a pirate, think like a captain. I really like that, where it's have fun, but do that. So I'm going to give one of these away here in about, we'll give for the people, if they want to subscribe, we'll give them about 7 minutes. 7 minutes. I'll go ahead.
I want to enter.
Huh?
I want to enter.
Just put something in chat. Put something in chat. Okay. I'll pull something from chat, and I've got a method by pulling it from both sides. So,
do I have to chat more than once, or can
no? You chat more than once. That'll be it's good for like 10 or 15 minutes, so you'll be good. Just put something in there. I'll remind everybody again right before I pull it. Okay. And again, if you want an opportunity to do that, if you're watching and you're like, hey, I want to be in on that little giveaway, hit the subscribe button, and then that will you'll be able to enter something in the chat to be able to do
I need a hat from the ancient coins. That's what I need. I'm not telling you guys, but they may have a contest going. I'm going to tell you guys because I'm not selfish that way. If you guys didn't watch the last Ancient Coin Show podcast with Mike and Aaron Burke, you should watch it all the way until the end. Just saying.
I did not get to watch. I've watched a couple of the shorts. I haven't been able to go back and watch that. And again, folks, you guys know this. On this channel, I have zero issue calling out good channels that do stuff. And I want to tell you, when it comes to ancients, if you're interested in ancients, there's no better person to talk to than or watch than Aaron Burke. I mean, there's just not. So go watch.
Him and Mike are fun to watch too. They are just fun to watch.
They are. You know,
have a great chemistry.
But Mike has a face for radio. So.
Oh boy.
Okay.
He's like, look, dude.
They are fun. I am not. Look, I like watching it, and I love listening to them talk about the ancient coins, but I absolutely refuse to go down that rabbit hole. I won't do it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do it, but I'll wear the hat.
Most of their broadcasts, actually.
Yeah,
If I
they
don't win one, I'm going to buy one.
very, very knowledgeable. And the thing that I like when listening to Aaron, so they just showed, and I watched a short yesterday about $30,000-$40,000 coin that, on average sells for 50 grand or 60 or 70 grand. So they got a really good deal. And he was explaining why it was a good deal and why it's the average price. And Mike was talking about the quality of the strike on this particular one and why it was good. Oh, no. Southern Coin, I only pick on people I like. If I don't pick on you, hint, hint, wink, wink.
Michael give it right back. Trust me.
Oh, he'll give it back. Yeah. But again, and this is just, it's brotherly appreciation. So, but again, when you're looking at some of this stuff, they explain it very, very well. It is hard to explain complex situations to where it's easy to understand. And he does that very well. So if you're interested in looking at ancients, go check out that podcast. It's really good. Obviously, Matt and Mike with the Coin Show podcast, they do good. But if you like ancients, definitely go check out the ancient piece. It's a good piece. It's definitely a good show. More mules. You want more on mules? We can do a full discussion about mules if you want. I have no problem doing that. It won't happen tomorrow because I'm not streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow I am going to, my wife has been gone basically for 2 weeks doing a medical mission trip in Tanzania, and I am going to focus on her. So
you're going to take her out to breakfast?
I'll breakfast in bed, whatever she needs. I'm
Mules
just going to be.
don't have to be two different denominations either, you guys.
Nope, that's
Mules
why I
can
showed
be
the
two obverse
59.
dies,
Yeah.
They can be two obverse dies. They can be two reverse dies. Yeah, they are just two dies that are not meant to be paired together.
Yep. And we see that with the what is it, the 88, 89 cent, right?
No, that's not a mule. That's a transitional.
No, that's transitional. That's right. That's transitional.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. My bad.
But there are mule clashes too. You can have mule die clashes.
All right. Again, we got 2 minutes. Make sure you're entering stuff in chat. If you're in chat and you want the opportunity to get this, act like a captain or think like a captain, act like a pirate. If you want an opportunity to get one of those, then make sure you are talking in chat and stuff. Oh, very cool. Are there any other questions? This has been fun. I'm glad we did this way. I was trying to think of
coughing fits.
Say again?
It says I only had 2 coughing fits through the whole thing.
And you muted, so we didn't hear him.
I did mute.
What about the Washington quarters with the Type 2 reverse?
Those are not mules. Those are also proof die reverse. So those are.
That's what, 59 through 64? Or is it even earlier than that?
I think it's 59 through 64, yeah. Well, yeah. So those are proof die reverses, and it's not that they weren't meant to be paired together. They probably just had proof dies available, and instead of like throwing them out, decided to use them. I think that there's been a lot of that has happened. Same with that's how we get the 98, 99, and 2000 wide AMs.
Well, the wide AM was the proof reverse, correct?
Proof die reverse.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So.
And then you also have the proof with the business strike.
So it's important to know which one you're looking at.
Yeah. The 92 is a transitional.
All right. You guys, are you in? If everybody's on, again,
I
you have
put-
to be.
Okay, there we go.
You can go ahead and put, you put another chat in there.
I did. I just put chat.
Give one more quick opportunity for everybody who hasn't put something in chat in. And I'm going to go
Yes,
ahead
the
and I'm going to
68,
pull
69,
this.
Mhm.
So again, thank you all for doing this. I don't do tons of giveaways. I would like to do some more, but again, engagement is good. You guys got me almost to 50 likes today, so I definitely appreciate that. Make sure
Oh,
you're smashing
shoot.
those like buttons.
I think
Likes
I forgot.
really do matter when it comes to people looking to,
They really do.
whether or not the algorithm or whether or not the system is going to push it out. So again, smashing that like early when you come in is extremely important. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and run this. So exclamation point winner is in chat. Now the good thing, the reason I do this is because it shows up across. Look at that.
Oh man.
Paula Bloom.
Oh, shut up. Really?
Seriously, congratulations.
Rigged. I don't care.
You know what? I'm going to
I
pull one.
never win those things. Honest to God, I never win those things.
I'm going to
Of course,
pull
I don't
one
win them very
more.
often either.
Yeah, congratulations. And 7 stacks.
Yay!
I'm going to give away another one. 7 stacks got the other one. So send me an email. You can just text me. I've got your information, Paula. No problem whatsoever.
Okay.
And then 7, send me one as well. I went and pulled another one, and I pulled you up one. So I'll send you guys those. There's 2 of them. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. Again, if you talk to people and they're not subscribed, they don't know about the show, please reference them. If you guys are up normally Saturday and Sunday mornings, please feel free to come by and hang out. All right, folks. Well, Eric and Paula, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks. Thanks for the win.
For having me.
You're welcome.
I know, and I need a hat. Yeah. Okay, Mike, I need a hat. Okay, you guys.
How do you
have
get a
great
hat,
weekend.
Mike?
Everybody need a hat, Mike. Okay,
I need a
bye.
hat, Mike. All right, we'll see you later, Paula.
See you guys.
Remember, no stream tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Yep.
Okie dokie. All right, folks. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with me today. I appreciate they are for sale. Outstanding. Let me do this. I'm going to give you moderator rights. You can go ahead and post the link, Mike. You're more than welcome to do that. But again, thank you guys for coming in, for hanging out with us. Again, the information here today is meant to counteract a lot of the stuff that's out there that will lead you to bad news, bad information. We want to make sure that you're armed and protected so that you can make the most of this hobby, but make sure that the stuff that you're getting is real and authentic. So if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to any of us that are on the panel. Reach out to the Coin Show podcast. If you are into ancient coins, definitely be going checking out Aaron Burke and his channel. All right, folks, I love you guys. Again, no stream tomorrow. I will drop a video or something, maybe do some funny antic stuff that I'll put out for tomorrow morning, but there will be no stream. Lots of stuff going on, and I'm going to go hang out with my wife. So, all right, love you guys. Take care, be well, be blessed, and I will see you guys next week.